Hallå och välkomna tillbaka till If My Heart Had Wings. Och den här gången har jag inte blivit hjärntvättad mellan avsnitten för att nu är det ingen musik alls. Så nu kan jag känna mig lugn. Jag har suttit här i total tystnad och bara tänkt igenom saker för mig själv. Och sen så tryckte jag på record och nu sitter jag här. Eller jag ligger ner och spelar idag. Just nu i alla fall. Vi får se hur det kommer sluta med den saken. Nu har i alla fall regnet slutat i det här spelet. Så att nu är det sol och fina moln på himlen. Som ni säkert kan se. Så jag tar och hälsar er välkommen tillbaka till det här avsnittet av If My Heart Had Wings. It was the day when the rain, which had been falling for a while now, had finally stopped. The improved airframe was finally complete. Okay, det gick fort. With the crystallization of our efforts and hardship in front of us, everyone looked very emotional. We did it, Kotari. Yeah, we did it. Kotari was standing a bit away from me. A hint of delight sparkled in her eyes. Seeing that, Himari winked at me secretly and smiled. I nodded back at her. There's still some distance between us. However, the awkward atmosphere from before was gone. It seemed we were both waiting for a good time to make up. Oh, come on! We don't have time to stare at it blankly. Take apart the airframe and load it on the trailer. Okay. Yeah. I'll help too. We'll take apart the assembled airframe and load it onto the trailer. Today we will go to the runway to test our remodeled glider. Asa-chan, be careful, don't bump into anything. Okay. Today was the first time Asa-chan worked on assembling the glider's fuselage. It's not a difficult task, but mistakes can lead to serious accidents. When you assemble the fuselage by yourself, you get a better understanding of its structure and functions. Oh, it's finally finished, huh? Anshan said while gazing at the improved aircraft being assembled. I had gotten him to help with transporting the glider. I'm sure Anshan is emotionally attached to it as well. To be honest, I didn't think you guys would come this far. It's thanks to your help, Anshan. He let us restock our materials cheaply, search for difficult to find parts, and sometimes help with construction. I also wanted to see it fly. You will be piloting it today, Aoi? Vart kan jag gömma musen? Jag har mus nu för att jag ligger ner. You will be piloting it today? Yeah. It's been a while since I had flown here. Until today, I had been using my weekends for commuting to the distant glider grounds and practicing. Va? My skills have improved so much since last year. Amanda didn't come here, huh? She said she's busy because she's an adult. Even if she isn't here today, she'll have plenty of chances to see a test flight. Oi, man the cockpit. We'll do a positive control check. All right. I got into the cockpit and checked the controls. The main wings and the empennage have been remade, so it feels different from before. Okay, next is the rear seat. We carefully proceed with all sorts of checks before the takeoff. It's only natural that Asa-chan and Yori-chan were nervous, but Himari, Kotori and I were too. It's the first test flight we've done in a long time. Alright, now let's confirm the division of roles. First, Aoi is the pilot. Next, I will control the winch. Huh? Not me? No, I'll do it. Next, Asa-chan will hold the tip of the wing and run. Okay, I'll do my best. Yori-chan, please check the safety of the surrounding area. Understood. And me? Kotori asked uneasily. Without a word, Himari winked at me. Your seat is over there, isn't it? I pointed the rear seat with my thumb. Huh? Kotori looked around at everyone's faces. Until coming here, Kotori was assigned to operate a winch. However, no one is surprised by the sudden change. That's because it was arranged beforehand by all of us, except for Kotori. Kotori also realized that when she saw everyone's unnatural expressions. I promised you, right? That I'll give you a ride first. I made you wait quite a while, but... I said slightly bashfully. However, Kotori had been looking at me blankly and instantly blushed even more than I did. That's not right. I mean, Himari worked harder than anyone to build it. But me? I wasn't very helpful. That's not true. It's what you wanted to hear, right? Don't act like a spoiled kid. Asa, but you want to ride too, right? I do want to try... I do want to try riding it, but it's normal for a senpai to have priority, right? You're... No, wait. I'm just an outsider who helped a little, so... It's not like we're only going to fly once. Oh, that's right. I want you to ride first, Kotori-senpai. You're the club president, right? So it's fine. Vad är det hon har? Är det här typ någon slags medalj eller någonting? I'm a war veteran. You're the club president, right? So it's fine. Yeah. Kotori timidly looked up at me. It seemed she had some trouble expressing her happiness, probably due to that awkward atmosphere between us these last few days. I'll ride. All right. Asa-chan, George-chan, help me get Kotori into the rear seat. All right. Oh. Kotori was lifted by everyone and put into the rear seat of the glider. Isn't the seat belt too loose? It's fine. Don't touch the control stick. I told Kotori while I was getting into the front seat. Oh, okay. Oi, this is the first flight with the new model, so don't overdo it with your flying. Yeah, I know. Close the canopy. Alright, Kotori, have a good flight. The canopy was closed. The transparent dome blocked the sounds from outside. I felt the tension coming from the rear seat. Outside, Himmer was running toward the winch. Yorchan was observing the surrounding area from a little distance away, and Asa-chan was checking the towing rope. Finally, it's time for the improved glider's first flight. Hey Morgan. Ja, kom här. Kom här. Du får ligga här i mitt knä om du vill. Kan vi spela tillsammans? Nej. The wings we all made together will fly through the air. And the promise I made with Kotori a year ago will be fulfilled. The air current is calm today. We won't be able to fly very high, but this is perfect for our first test flight. But if you get scared, tell me. I'll descend right away. Okay. Vad hände egentligen med vad heter det, Cube World? Ofta det finns på Steam. Det var det sjukaste. Ja. Förvirrande. Vem vet? Vem vet? Inte jag. Ja. Jag bara kom att tänka på det, men vad fan. Jag köpte ju det spelet en gång i tiden för jättelänge sedan, typ 2013, 2014 där någon gång. Men det var på den tiden. Det var bara en gammal dator någonstans och det var... Man hade inget eget bankkort. Man kunde köpa saker på internet med. Men det var länge sedan alltså. Det är 11 år sedan nu. Ser som det var min pappa som köpte det åt mig. Så jag har ingen aning. Jag har köpt det en gång i tiden men jag har inte tillgång till det. Jag kan bara tänka på det. Det var ju... Jag vet inte varför. I heard Himary's voice through the radio. Are you ready, Kotori? Yeah, I'm ready. We are ready. I answered Himari and gave the signal to Asa-chan. Asa-chan walked around it to the side of the fuselage and lifted the wing which was leaning on the ground. Runway is clear. The runway had been checked. Pull us up. Roger, let's go. The towing rope was pulled and the glider began to move. It quickly accelerated. Asa-chan was running with all her might, but soon let go of the wing. I pulled the control stick. Ba-dum-ching. The glider, which had been running on its wheels over the weed-covered bumpy ground, gently lifted up. We're floating! While the glider was floating near the ground, it was being pulled by the winch and started accelerating. We're climbing. Oh, okay. I pulled the control stick back and pointed the nose upwards. The airframe started descending rapidly. Cool? Feeling the G's with my whole body. G's! I gripped the control stick tightly so the glider wouldn't go out of control. The ground became distant and the sky spread out everywhere outside the canopy. I'm disconnecting. Right before we got above the winch, I pulled the release lever. The hook was disconnected and the towing rope was released from the underside of the airframe. We were released from the force that had been pulling us, and the glider was thrown into the sky. I quickly turned and checked the disconnection of the towing rope. Release confirmed. Roger. The parachute is coming down, so that's how it looks from above. Kotori, who had become transparent. Kotori, who had always been Kotori, who had always been in charge of the winch, used to see that small parachute from below. Takeoff successful. As I announced this, Kotori looked at the outside view from the rear seat. Amazing, we're really flying. Aren't you scared? No, not at all. I'm facing forward so I can't see, but I'm sure that Kotori's round eyes are sparkling. That's what her voice suggested. To get a feel of the new wings, I first flew slowly over the runway. They respond to the rudder faster than the old wings, but the feeling of gliding is smooth. As this is a test flight, I have to remember how it feels and report it to Himari later. Asa and the others look so small. They wouldn't even know if I waved at them. Oi, how does it feel? Up until now it's been responding well. It's more sensitive than the old glider, but the gliding itself feels smooth. How are you? How are you, Kotori? I feel great. Good. Well then, do your best. Oh, okay. What does she have to do her best at? I got the feel of it, so I'll try flying around. Oh, vad tror du? I got the feel of it, so I'll try flying around for a bit. Roger. Just don't overdo it. Shall we try going to that place? That place? The Windmill Hill? Yeah. Kotori seemed to think it was a good idea. I leaned the control stick to the side, stepped on the rudder pedal and turned the glider towards the lake. It's really flying! How does it feel, Asa-chan, to watch the wings you have built yourself fly through the sky? It feels kind of mysterious. How can it fly like that? It is mysterious, alright, how it maintains its balance while gliding through the air. Looks like they're going somewhere. Towards the lake. Flying their standard course. The glider crossed over the lake and approached the area above the windmill hill. The view is great. I didn't know the lake was so big. Eller så större ut från marken. We were at the edge of the north side of the lake. Eller ja, kanske inte. The whole lake is long and narrow, but this part is especially thin, almost like a river. Thanks to that, we can easily cross over it in a glider. I slowly turned the glider around the peak of the windmill hill. There was a weak thermal here. The view from here is my favorite. Yeah, it's nice. Lined up windmills are so pretty. You can see the town too. Oh, there. Is that our secret base? I saw the dock's round roof in the area where Kotori was looking. It's a rather large building, but looks small from here. Do you remember? The day when we first met? Yeah. Of course I do. Right around here, your wheelchair had gotten a flat tire. You came and fixed it for me. And then the glider that Amane-senpai was piloting flew by. Yeah. If even one of these coincidences hadn't happened, we wouldn't be enjoying a flight through the air together like this. Vem vet. Du hade ju fortfarande, vad heter det, flyttat till den där skolan. Eller till det där, vad ska man kalla det, internatet. Flyttat till det där huset. Jag vet inte. So, this is how it looks from above. Kotori murmured with emotion as she looked down through the canopy. I flew around the area slowly, just as Amane-senpai had done it at that time. Oikun? Kotori timidly called out to me from the back seat. Huh? Thank you. For the cockpit. Oh. She was talking about the blueprint that Amane-senpai had drawn for us. But I didn't do anything. I just learned that there were cockpits for people with a handicap and collected information. Amane-senpai had found it by chance and drawn a blueprint for us. It's not like I asked her for it. If you want to thank someone, tell senpai. Men det kanske inte är det du ska säga just nu. Du ska säga för dig, inget pris för högt att betala. Eller något sånt där. Even though it was for me, you were so delighted. Like the blueprint was for you. That made me really happy. Oh, yeah. I felt a little embarrassed to be told that. At the time, I hadn't dreamed that senpai would prepare something like that for us. I got too excited out of surprise. I had gotten so happy that Kotori, who should have been delighted, ended up staring at me blankly. You also searched for it, right? For such a cockpit. I just found it on the net by chance and thought that if we had this, you could fly by yourself. Thank you. I didn't do anything worth being thanked for. My gratitude, even though I didn't do anything special, actually made me feel embarrassed. But I'm certainly glad that Amane-senpai drew the blueprint. When we finish building the cockpit, you can pilot too. Yeah. Then you'll have to train extra hard. I jokingly spoke in a threatening manner, but Kotori nodded seriously from the rear seat. That aside, Kotori hesitated, like she had something difficult to say. About what happened the other day. Then I heard a faint sound of her taking a deep breath. I'm sorry for saying that terrible thing. It's fine. Why don't I want to hear that from you, Oikun? It was wrong. I know you're always supporting me. Even so, I ended up saying something I don't really think, and her voice sounded like she was about to cry. I couldn't bear it, so I started speaking. No, I'm also sorry for intruding on your personal... No, you didn't. Kotori reflexively interrupted me. I want you to say more things like that. It's not weird for you to say such things. Kotori. I'm stupid and stubborn, not honest. So sometimes I take on that kind of attitude, but that's not how I really feel. I want you to know that. Okay, I'll remember that. When I answered, I sensed Kotori's relief. It felt like the tension that had continued since the canopy had closed finally dissipated. Well then, can I say something a little bit intrusive? Yeah, go ahead. I like you, Kotori. Oh shit. Den här musiken kan vi inte ha i bakgrunden just nu. Jag tror det är den här musiken med vocals. Vi kan inte ha den. Tyvärr, det får bli tyst här istället. Jag gillar att han säger det här också liksom. I värsta fall hon totalt rejected. Och då han bara nej, okej, dyker rätt ner. Oh, huh? Not as a friend. I love you. Okej, ta det lite lugnt nu. Fast å andra sidan, I love you. Ja, kanske han gör. De har känt varandra i typ över ett år nu. De har bott med varandra i över ett år. Det är kanske är okej att säga så. What? It might be a bother, but I wanted you to know. Kotori stopped talking. It was an awkward silence. Just as I started worrying that I surprised her. I realized that Kotori was crying. Kotori? This isn't a dream, is it? No, I'm pretty sure we're awake. I also like you. I love you. Okay. Det är väl fint. While crying, Kotori spoke up with all her might. Her voice resounded inside the canopy. Thanks to that, I felt it not just with my ears, but with my entire body. I see. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. At first I felt relieved, but then I was overcome with happiness. So, we both feel that way, huh? Yeah, we do. Which means we're dating, right? Yeah, from now until forever. I see. Isn't forever a little too long? I don't know. Can we... Alltså nu får de ta det lite lugnt här. My delayed happiness finally boiled over. Han blir helt hysterisk, liksom tappar det totalt. Tappar kontrollen över den här. Wow, kan liksom se framför mig den bara boom, flyger fram och tillbaka och bara åt helvete. Kotori was surprised by my sudden laughter. What's wrong? But I couldn't stop. I was so happy. Kotori, I like you. Okay, ta det lugnt. I surrendered myself to the overflowing emotions and leaned the control stick. My heart have wings right now. The glider started flying in circles. What? Hooray! Okay. Yeah, I like you. Kotori answered frantically, suffering from the G-force inside the cockpit. I like you too, Kotori. Blah, 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 blah. The glider turned and did a loop. Like my happiness had been transferred to it. Hey, this is supposed to be a test. Himari's scolding voice roared from the radio. What are you doing piloting like that on the first flight? Sorry, I just got a little excited. I quickly leveled the plane off. Kotori, are you alright? Yeah, I'm just a little dizzy. I know that you're happy. Anyway, congratulations. Huh? Congratulations? Ja, då har jag haft den här radion på hela tiden. Congratulations! What? What do you mean? We heard that whole tantrum. It seriously creeps me out. Lite så va? It seems that the radio in the passenger seat was on the entire time. What? No way. It seems there's some trouble with the transceiver. Oh my, we realized too late. You liar, you must have realized right away. But thanks to that, we could all share your special moment. A confession in the sky is so romantic. I was sure you were letting us hear that on purpose. These guys. Oi, you weren't planning to do that from the start, were you? Well... I indeed had intended to tell Coulter såklart du hade. My feelings on today's test flight. It was a chance to have some time alone. Just the two of us. För det har ni aldrig annars. Ni bor bara tillsammans. There was no worry of being overheard by anyone. Or so I had thought. Well, at least it will save you some time with the report. So just give up. Transmission out. Transmission cut off. Coulter, yeah? Coulter was looking down. Her face beat red. After that, we stayed in the sky as long as we could, taking as much time as possible before we returned to the runway. So, what's your favorite food? Och nu kan vi slå på ljudet igen. Inte för att det är något ljud här, men... We succeeded in landing without any problems, released the lock and the canopy was opened from the outside. Himari and the others greeted us, with smiles on their faces that were so wide it made me feel ill. Welcome back, you two. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, Asa-chan, your chan, help me get Kotori-chan down. Okay. Kotori, who came down from the cockpit and sat in her wheelchair, was blushing deeply and had a discouraged expression on her face. You don't have to be so cautious. We aren't going to make fun of you. I'd be grateful if you didn't. Right now, I'm so embarrassed I could die. Great job, Aoi-senpai. You're the star in my eye. Great job with various things. You're going to make fun of me, aren't you? Asa-chan's eyes were sparkling like those of a heroine from a shoujo manga, and Yori-chan's were smirking. When I blushed, my head was slapped from behind. You did it! Ja, okej, det var lite kul. Jag var inte beredd på det där, det var lite kul. Even you, An-chan. You were pretty cool. Being told about Ansha made me feel embarrassed but also happy. So, how was it? The feel of the glider? Like I told you over the radio, it has a few quirks. Once I get used to those, it should be easy to handle. The feeling of gliding was smooth too. The sink rate was low compared to the previous model. It seems like it will be able to stay in the air longer. No, I see. How about the adjustments? It doesn't need anything right now. Okay, I'll check for damage or warping. I'll also inspect the connection, so sorry, but could you sit in the cockpit? Okay. We have to check if any parts were damaged during the first flight. We're still going to fly it several more times today. I met Kotori's glance for just an instant, and then headed toward the cockpit. Hoo-hoo! Kotori? What? You did it! Yeah, Himari, I'm ready over here. Okay, I'll be right there. From a little distance, Kotori gazed blankly at us, preparing for the next test flight. What a beautiful day. Extend the little wings, which fly in the sky. Highly. 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 The improved glider's test flight had been a success. Okej, jag tror det är dags att avsluta här, va? Är det inte det? Ja, men vad spännande då. Känns som att vi har åstadkommit mycket i detta avsnitt, skulle jag nog säga. Det har hänt mycket. Och det är fint, det är fint. Jag är så stolt över dem. Verkligen. Verkligen väldigt stolt. Så vi ska väl ta och avsluta här helt enkelt, så får vi helt enkelt se vad som händer i nästa avsnitt och se om de kanske går ut och gör någonting kul tillsammans. Det vet man aldrig. Det får vi se då. Jag tackar så mycket för att ni har tittat på det här avsnittet utav If My Heart Had Wings. Så tack så mycket för att ni har tittat. Vi hörs. Hej då.